Hey guys, welcome back to Just a Geek in the Garage. Today I want to do a video, kind of a follow-up to a few other videos that I've made here recently. One of them was talking about, a Frankenstein screwdriver, taking the Klein flip sockets, adding it onto a Wera handle, and making a great all-around screwdriver that will handle a lot of different jobs. I also did a video just on ratcheting screwdrivers to see, which ones I prefer. Basically came down to this snap-on right here and this vessel right here, kind of depending on what type of job you were doing. So, I believe about a week ago or so, maybe less, Tyler's Tools did a video on this particular vessel screwdriver that just has a number 2 shaft on there, and then it's just a Tang-Thru. This thing goes in, has a strike cap, so if you want to actually hit it with a hammer, you can. Safely, but because it has this type of tip, you can install a lot of different other tips in there. I would go watch Tyler's video. It was a great one to show kind of different combinations and things like that. But today I just want to kind of I just want to focus on the flip socket type application, right? So when I was talking about this one on that video, the reason why I said I like it in this configuration, you have 6 different sockets you can use. Fits in here perfectly. This has storage for 6 commonly used bits, and you can take any one of these bits and basically put it in here and use it as a bit driver also, right? So very, very useful. Although, this combination can be a bit pricey because this handle just by itself normally has this extension in there is about 35 bucks. When the flip sockets are usually about 20 bucks for each set, whether it's metric or SAE. So, for $55, a bit pricey. And I'd mentioned in that video that I believe Klein was coming out with something similar. So they actually did. So I was able to go and pick it up over at Lowe's today. And so basically this one, does most of what this one does. One big advantage is it actually fits a lot more bits, and these are their impact rated bits. So if you have an impact with you, you can just take them out and use it in there. And this one has the flip socket, although it doesn't have a ton of different flip sockets on here. Normally, it's usually 3, so a total of 6 sizes. On this one, there's a dedicated bit driver and then a 1/4 inch. It's not the same one. I almost would have preferred if they would have kept it that way, and I do know they have a version of this like that. And then it comes with a 5/16 and 3/8 over here. And then because this is the Klein, you can take this out, and if I want to put the traditional flip sockets on there, fits in there just perfectly. So you have something similar to this, but this one's about 30 bucks by itself, and it comes again with a bunch of bits, and it comes with this. And if you want to add some flip sockets, you could probably fit one more on here as well. So there's definitely a great Klein driver. I actually also like the fact that they slimmed it down a little bit. If you guys know about Klein, their normal screwdrivers are a bit fatter around. So while it can be good for certain jobs, something like this I think is going to be much more useful. Speaking of their bigger handles, they have this guy that I picked up. This is just a regular ratcheting screwdriver. They just had it on sale over at Lowe's for 19 bucks. And the mechanism feels very very nice. There's no skipping or anything like that. And then this one also has storage for a bunch of different bits. I believe there's 7 double-sided bits in here, and then the one that's in here as well. So I think that they call this one, this is the 15-in-1. So again, great screwdrivers. I've always liked Klein tools. A lot of times they're the first to come to the market with certain things. But anyways, today's video really is going to be about making the best all-around screwdriver. Like I mentioned, I saw this one on Tyler's Tools, decided to pick it up and playing around with it. It's a great one. Doesn't ratchet, doesn't have any bit storage, right? So that's why, even though it's a great feel to it and everything, I still kind of prefer this setup or the new Klein just because of the bit storage. But somebody in my comments on that video told me about this guy. So this is made by a company called Anex, A-N-E-X, out of Japan. As you can see, it looks very, very similar to the vessel, the same kind of ball grip that we know vessel by. So I'm not sure, I'm not a big, sorry about that. I mean, I don't know a lot about the Anex tool company here. I only have one other tool from them, which is a set of very, very low profile screwdrivers. And these actually Snap-on rebrands and just puts their name on it and charges a bunch of extra money for it. But I was able to find out that Anex was the ones that made them. So that's why I purchased these. So when the commenter mentioned Anex, and to pick this up, I think it's like $17 on Amazon. Man, I got this thing in the mail today, and I am very, very pleased with its performance. The gears in here, very fine tooth. I believe it's a 72 teeth. And, you know, it ratchets very, very nicely. I like the fact that, you know, when you have it kind of in the palm of your hand like this, and you can just do that, where normally on a screwdriver you just have some kind of knurling on there that you can grab. But something like this, especially if you're working on maybe something smaller, I think is going to work very, very well. So basically what I've now done is you can take this out, and this is double-sided. It has, you know, slotted on one side and number 2 on the other. But I think my new go-to, while it is nice having the bit storage in this guy, having something like this that is also ratcheting, this is, I think, a bit of a game changer for me. So I'm not sure if we're going to see, you know, and tell me in the comments below, is there already a ratcheting screwdriver that has, you know, flip sockets and maybe even some storage in there? Because if that's the case, that might be my best screwdriver to purchase. So, you know, let me know, what do you guys think? I definitely would recommend this guy. It's the Anex 397. And like I said, it's on Amazon for around $17 or so. And then while you're there, you know, 12 bucks or so for this. So this set together is very, very useful because, as you can see, all these bits in front of me can all be used with all of them. So tell me, you know, what do you guys think? Do you think this is overkill for a screwdriver? Personally, I don't think so. I think this is going to be my go-to for a while. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe.